Alright, hello everyone. So, in addition to me doing a spiritual check-in with you guys, I want to do a spiritual check-in with myself. Mainly for future references, for myself personally. That's the main reason why. So that I can look back on it from like 6 months from now, a year from now, and see just how far I've come from this very moment to that point. But that's not the only reason why I want to do this. The other reason I really want to do these videos on spiritual check-in for myself is for you guys, so that you guys can see just how real, how authentic I am, just to see that I'm struggling just as much as you guys are, that I am going through things that you may or may not be going through yourselves, or are having a hard time doing, or feeling, and just someone you can connect with and relate to, and we can, I guess, connect over our struggles, having someone to talk to, having someone to pray with, having someone to feel like you're not alone, and there is someone else out there who is struggling right along with you, who we might not be going through the exact same thing, but we are both trying our best to be the best person we can be for Christ, the best disciple for Christ. And in order for us to do that, we have to get through these struggles. And in order to get through these struggles, we have to do it as a fellowship, as a community. And we can do this together, where we can support one another, where we can, I guess, help one another in a sense that we're not alone, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, I'm just trying to say, like, as a community, we are one. We are the body of Christ. We're brothers and sisters. And I want to be as real and authentic as I can with you guys, to show you guys that I'm not perfect. I'm not flawless. I'm not going to be... I'm struggling with things just as much as you guys are. I'm struggling with sin just as much as you guys are. I'm struggling to walk this walk just as much as you guys are. And you guys aren't alone. Okay? I want to be that friend, that sister to you guys that you guys need. That person you guys can talk to. The person you can relate to. The person you can say, hey, she's going through the exact same thing I am. She's someone you can relate to. So that's the reason why I want to do my spiritual check-in. But like I said too, it's not just because of that. It's also so that I can look back on this 3 months, 6 months from now, and to see how far I've come from my walk right now. Because as it stands right at this moment, right this minute, I am really struggling spiritually and mentally. And in 6 months from now, I might not be. I mean, I might be struggling still mentally or physically, but not in the same way I currently am. And that's the whole point for this. So going into my spiritual check-in, I have been really struggling lately with trusting God and leaving control to Him, and just giving Him control, and understanding that He's got some kind of plan for me, and just, I guess, trusting Him in general. My roommate has been having a hard time keeping a job lately, and without him and his income, it's really hard for me to pay rent, on top of electricity and paying for a toddler and food. So him going in and out of jobs has kind of been really difficult. But I keep forgetting that God has control of everything. God knows what He's doing, and He's doing things for a reason. And I keep failing to trust Him in that. I keep failing to give Him control, and I'm continuously stressing out over how I'm going to make rent next month, or how I'm going to pay for this or this. Like, I have this toothache here. that I've been having for a while now, and I need to get it taken care of. I just haven't been able to put the money out to do it, only in case that I need that money for rent next month, or I need that money for electricity. And especially with my roommate having such a hard time keeping a job for very long, I've been having a really hard time letting go of that money to go get it taken care of, because I haven't been trusting God that He will provide. I haven't been giving Him that control of the fear and the stress and the worry. I've been having a really hard time in talking to Him and praying to Him and telling Him about things that, the little things, things that you would think don't matter. I actually started focusing on 1 or 2 disciplines about a week ago. I made a couple new alarms in my phone, reminding me to pray at a certain time and reminding me to pray in the evening. And so far those alarms have been working. I have the first alarm set for like 8:10, something like that. And my goal right now is to pray for 5 minutes, to make it a habit. Once I prayed for 5 minutes, then the next habit would be increasing it to 10 minutes. And I do the exact same thing in the evening when I'm at work. I have been having a really hard time with disciplining myself and demonstrating how Jesus is expecting us to be. Like, I still cuss a lot. Actually, maybe not a lot. Not as much as I used to. But I've been really struggling with cussing. I've been struggling with trying to not cuss in general. And I've been trying to find ways of not cussing. I have been really struggling with another sin that I've been it's been a repeated sin. And every single time I repeat that one sin, I always constantly think of how disappointed God is in me, how upset and disappointed He might be in me, and that I am just a complete and total mess up. That I'm never going to be able to break it. I'm never going to be able to get out of it. I'm never going to be that disciple that He is going to say He is proud of. And then I remember that those are just lies from the devil. The devil is literally tricking us into thinking he tricks us into thinking that we are not worthy of God, that we are mess ups, that we are disappointments to Him, and He's doing anything He possibly can to separate us from God. And by us thinking that we are these screw-ups, these unworthy of God's love, unworthy of God's attention, that's one way of separating us from God. And that is what's been really going on with me lately, is I've been so stuck in my own head of thinking that because of my message, because of how many times I've done this or this, that I'm not worthy of God's love, that I am not deserving of it, that I am one of the worst sinners that He's ever had, that I am someone He has given up on, and that ultimately I'm never going to change. That maybe I shouldn't have even become a Christian in the first place, because I'm doing the exact same thing I was doing when I was a Norse pagan. That maybe I should have just stayed a Norse pagan, because at least the gods didn't care if I lied, or if I stole, or if I call this one person stupid, I don't know, or if I cussed, or if I did something else, like I just putting an example there, okay? I don't know. I'm drawing blanks on examples right now. But that's not the case, though. Because when I was a Norse pagan, all I can remember is the fact is that I never felt loved at all. All I remember is the fact that the gods didn't care about us. They didn't do anything for us. They didn't want us. They just... I don't even think they existed. But God himself, he has a whole entire book that says he loves us. He has a whole entire book that says he did everything he did for us. He created all of this for us. There's so many stories in there of his humanity, the way he loved us, especially when Jesus was talking. And when I'm talking about his humanity, I'm talking about when Jesus was here on earth. How he would eat bread with his disciples, and how he would sit and make when he returned from after being killed, he sat and made them breakfast with fish. And there's a whole entire book out there that says that what Jesus did, he did it for us. And the gods never did that. The gods never did anything for us. So every single time I think about how a disappointment I am, or how messed up I've done, I keep thinking about how Jesus suffered so much for us to prove that he loved us, to save us from this fate that we would have had to face if he didn't die for us. So while yes, I feel like a disappointment that I've separated myself from him, I have to realize that was just something that the devil has kept telling me, that it's not true. There's nothing that can separate us from God's love. There's nothing that can take us away from him. And there's nothing that he can't forgive us for. We just need to ask him. So while yes, I am struggling spiritually, and while I'm struggling with trusting him, I have to realize that God is with us no matter what. God is going to help us through this. He's going to talk to us in little ways that you need to learn how to listen and how to hear him. It's not easy, but it's doable. You just need to be open to it. You just need to be patient and talk to him. So yeah, that's kind of overall what I've been really struggling with. I mean, at least spiritually and mentally. Physically, I've been really struggling with, well, I feel like I'm falling apart. I have, as I mentioned, I have this toothache here that's been really hurting. I've had my right knee's been kind of messing up, my right foot's been messing up. I have my left wrist has actually been acting up. I literally feel like I'm falling apart. And I keep asking, why am I going through so much pain? Why am I just completely crumbling? And I'm not even that old. And I don't know the answer yet. Maybe it's because there's a reason for it, whichever the case is. But physically, that's how I'm doing. Overall, physically, I'm doing pretty good. Except for the fact that I really can't eat very much because my tooth hurts. But maybe the reason why my tooth hurts is because it's reminding me, hey, you need to get it fixed. But I haven't been able to do that because I haven't been able to trust my roommate and keeping a job. so I can pay for it. Anyways, that's just kind of how I'm doing physically, mentally, spiritually. I am doing pretty good on my Bible reading though. I am working through reading the whole entire New Testament in a year, and I'm working on 3 different YouVersion Bible plans. So that discipline is coming along pretty okay, except for the fact of Thursdays and Fridays when I most times forget to read because I just get distracted and I completely forget to read altogether. So, but overall, I'm doing pretty good. I think the other thing I'm really struggling with is I still put a lot of the world before God. I watch these ridiculous videos on YouTube that I really shouldn't be watching, instead of watching or listening to Christian videos or Christian sermons. And I've actually been thinking about going on a 30-day I guess cleanse from secular music, where I'm only listening to Christian music, because I've been having an issue just listening to secular music and not really listening to Christian music. So, but yeah, that's pretty much everything I'm going through right now. I know it's kind of boring, but I wanted to make this one as real, as authentic as possible without having to edit things out. And yeah, it's just a mind dump. Sorry. I'll try and get better with the next video, the next spiritual check-in. But so that's everything that's going on with me. So, all right. If you guys want to comment this below, I cannot talk today. If you guys want to comment on this and tell me how you guys are doing spiritually, physically, mentally, then I would love to read it. And in the next video, when we do the next spiritual check-in, I will read you guys' comments in the video. And anyone who watches this video will pray for you, and we will give you guys the support and everything you guys need. So, until next time, when we do another spiritual check-in, and see how you guys are doing then. Remember guys, God loves you, we love you, and you guys have an amazing week. Bye guys.